Okay. Let me check the Yeti mic. Oh, good. It's actually working. I think that we're live.
And is everything okay sound-wise? Like, I don't normally have a little microphone icon on OBS when I open it, and today it did. And so I'm a little bit concerned what's happening. I
I'm
hit
not
mute.
concerned at all.
I hit mute on my OBS thing.
My level of concern is less than 0.
Okay.
Okay, so first, just congratulations to Mateus on having a successful evening. I'm glad that you are here with us. Yeah, we got a lot to go over. Volume booster on. You need a volume booster? Are we really not that loud?
I feel like most people have mentioned that we are a quieter stream.
The audio is a bit weird, but I'm sure that's on my end. Jake, tell us the truth.
Ooh, George is here. And hello to Bubba, who hopefully can stay for as many minutes as possible today.
That's right. Today is a special day.
Today is Bubba's stream.
Oh, wait. Also, wait a minute.
Oh, Ragdoll's laptop has quiet speakers.
Wasn't this Jonathan's birthday dinner day? Jonathan, isn't this your birthday dinner day? The day that you weren't supposed to be here because you're having a birthday dinner, which turns out is an early birthday dinner?
I also gotta say, like, after the World Building Festival,
Yeah.
I think I went totally offline. I was overwhelmed.
Yeah, that was quite a thing. Okay, Jonathan says that they're here for the first 15
Okay.
minutes. Okay. So,
Hey, Danielle.
big happy birthday to Jonathan. Who I assume will be, following the usual Baltimorean birthday traditions, heading down to the wharf, playing the Baltimore song from Hairspray, and then leading everybody in a chant of "Go O's."
The Orioles?
Yeah.
Although right now it's all about the Ravens. Come on.
That's true.
It is still baseball season. And hello to Madeline, who is here after a successful World Building Festival.
Woo-hoo!
And happy birthday, Jonathan. I think I forgot to actually say that.
Tremendous success in that World Building Festival.
And so, yay! And what was announced first, Madeline, was that we are very happy that Mateus has had a good evening. That is the best thing that anyone could tell us right now.
Yeah.
Still waiting on that other announcement. Which other announcement? Oh my God.
If Jesse really has been completely offline, I can forgive the forgetting of something still not said.
You haven't been offline. What's happening?
Let's have a booba every Tuesday at 1:30. Monday, Jake and Madeline are going to be doing a stream at 2 p.m.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait.
Happy birthday, Jake. Jake, it's your birthday? Oh, what?
Tomorrow is Jake's birthday?
What?
Tomorrow is Jake's birthday?
Oh my goodness. That was the other birthday announcement that Jonathan was talking about. I was like, well, maybe I haven't said happy birthday to Jonathan enough, and you just needed another one. Oh, Jake, I'm so sorry.
Oh, man.
If it makes you feel any better, I often have to be reminded when it's my own birthday. Oh my goodness. Yes, everyone. We have been in a serious haze for 4 days. And that haze is hopefully concluded for the time being.
Yeah.
We have put in so many hours of work on Sovella.
Yeah.
And literally, I did go completely, once the World Building Festival was over, I don't even think, I think one time David was like, you need to check Discord. And so one time I looked at something he told me to read, or someone tagged me. I don't know. But like, literally, if you are not a baby skunk video on Instagram, I don't think I've seen anything that's been posted.
They really make cute little noises.
They really do make cute little noises.
I'm really surprised that we haven't voted the skunks in as animals yet.
At some point, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, I am hopefully. I'm still drinking coffee. This is how the day is going. Hopefully, things will clear up and will be a little bit more normal, and I'll see things like reminders that it's birthdays and things like that.
Yeah. As kind of just taking a moment, something I've been thinking about, a glance into the far future of both LTS and Sovella. I had two thoughts. One, perhaps some of these little animals just don't do any fighting at all, but set up a market. For some reason, I was thinking of hedgehogs. And, you know, obviously, the situation that we have in the LTS universe, in the Sovella universe, is, you know, at some point in time in the distant past, the animals kind of gathered together into animal groups, and this is when language emerged separately with them all. But in the future, when all the animals are cooperating, which is not the far future in the history of the game, it seems sensible that some sort of you know, trade language would develop, and so, you know, some point in time in the LTS future, we might be looking at all of our languages, the languages we've created, and creating some sort of Creole out of them. Might be fun.
That would be fun.
Anyway. So, I was just throwing that out there because I hadn't mentioned it aloud anywhere and hadn't written it down, so I wanted to mention it. Let's see. Okay. Oh, right. There was another thing that I wanted to mention since our last stream. We've done a lot of mini streams and did a lot of work on Lohakish. We finished up the font. We produced it. We finished all the names for the foxes, all of the classes for the foxes. I'm not sure if all of that was done between this Thursday and the last. I think maybe we finished the classes before last Thursday. But one of the things...
Well, we finished the classes last Thursday.
Last Thursday.
During our stream.
And then did all the names.
On Saturday, we did a good chunk during our World Building Festival stream. We came back that night did some more. We came back a day, 2 days later? I don't even remember. But like we came back and did more. You did a couple orthography streams as well. I think we've done like 5 mini streams in the last week.
It's been a lot. Like they're all up there. They were all public if you happen to be awake, but they were late Pacific time. So anyway, and one of the things we also did was we went ahead and predicted the winner of the poll correctly as it would happen, but I at least wanted to go over it so everybody could see what it was. So we were talking about doing, well, we did 2 other things, 2 major orthographic things between this Thursday and last. So we had this poll talking about what to do with long vowels because writing 2 of the same vowel in a row was just too much. It was too much. So we needed a shortened way of doing it. Halgoff had this strategy of having kind of reduced vowel pieces occurring before the main vowel glyph, and that would sometimes it would combine with a consonant, we got rid of that part of it for the Lohakish one, but we decided it would make sense, and it would make sense to the foxes to have some sort of small piece come before the vowel to indicate length. We gave you 3 options. One was this stick here, which derived from something in Hauaf. Another was a circle, so it would just be either a stick or a circle in front of it, standing in as a dummy character for variable glyphs. Or we gave you the third option, going back and finding shapes that matched with the specific vowel glyph to make a long vowel. Anyway, had people vote on this, and really it wasn't close. The stick won by like a 9-1 margin, the other one being the unique ones. No votes for the circle ones. So I saw that was the way the wind was blowing by like Friday, I think, when we did that stream. And so I just implemented it, and that is indeed what happened. So it just happened a little early.
It's very early, because that was literally a day after the poll went live. Friday night is when you finished the font, because we had new fonts downloaded for the Saturday stream.
Yeah. So we did that. Then we discovered similar issue. We have a lot of geminates in this language. Mm-hmm. And we were like, it's the same type of thing. And so we thought, why don't we do the same thing, except on the other side? Because in this case, usually you write the 2 consonants in a row. So in this case, it would be simplifying the next one. And it was, Nemo suggested, why don't we use the green option and use the circle as kind of the dummy consonant glyph, but on the other side. And so we did that as well. And that basically finished up the orthography for us. So that was that. And now, and so now what we are going to do, there's a major piece of the language and a major piece of the font that are not done yet, or that are kind of like half done. And that is the numbers. So we decided previously, a long time ago, what the number system is going to be schematically. And we have some of the numbers, because some of the numbers are common to all of the dog languages. We just need to do the rest. And so partly that's going to be a little bit of research, and then partly it's going to be coming up with the actual words for them. And so part of the research is going to be figuring out what we did previously.
On the numbers?
Yeah. So like, what was the winner of the poll?
We created forms for 1 through 6 and then stopped.
That was because
it's a base 6.
No, I think it's base 18.
The word for 100 is 36. So it's base 6.
Bubba says it's base 11.
The number for 100, i.e. 36, will come from something they use to mean the whole pot, i.e. in gambling. We've made the number chart, and we created 1 through 6.
It was a poll we did. Can anybody find the polls, the specific poll we did?
The dogs did 3 different systems.
Yeah.
The foxes were only doing 1.
Correct. And we were trying to decide between, I thought, 7, 11, and 18.
Go back. I don't know how to use Patreon's website anymore.
I don't think anybody does. Patreon does not have a good search function. Like, it has this thing where it's like you can put filters in, but you can only put 1. If you try to put 2, it just breaks it. Or it replaces the previous filter.
Yeah, base 6.
Where,
Base 6 won it all.
where did you see it? Or which poll is it?
Poll 13?
Season 7, poll 13.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna put it up for everybody so we can be reminded. Base 6 absolutely did win. All right, so let's just put that up on the screen so we can remind ourselves what.
Oh, bye, Jonathan. Enjoy your dinner.
Oh, it's your birthday! Hooray! Oh wait, they didn't say where they're going. I want to know where they're going. I want to know what's
maybe
happening
they
for the
wanna,
birthday
you know,
dinner.
Keep that for themselves.
Okay, regarding base 6, Jake said fox 6s, which is a compelling argument. Additionally, our foxes will be ones to introduce the gambler class. And in base 6, to indicate 7, you'd write 11. That's right. Okay. Okay. All right. We don't celebrate the getting older. We celebrate still being alive after X number of years. And that's a pretty good thing to celebrate.
Like we all have very different X number of years, whereby the celebration is just I made it another year.
I'm still enjoying life. Okay.
So now we gotta figure out how we're gonna put these forms together.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, so base. Okay. Sukfa. Sukfa is essentially R10. Because in base 6, you know, you're either going 1 to 6 or 0 to 5, right? So Sukfa is R10. Let's see.
I'm looking at protoforms. I need more information at my disposal.
We didn't actually come up with the numbers in Hauhoff either. We only have the numbers 1 through 5. And then for the rest of them, we use different languages, German, English, and Spanish to indicate which languages they were going to be coming from.
Awesome. But that doesn't matter for here because we got what we needed, right?
Yeah, so it looks like...
Looks like Sukfa came from to stack or to count. That's the only one that I think.
Okay, Sukfa.
So it's a stack.
Yes, it is a stack. All right. Okay. So.
For most of the others and most, I'm going to go ahead and say all the others, we didn't actually enter them in the dictionary.
Right, but those numbers should be in Hauhoff, so like we can port them over at some point. Because 1 through 5 is identical to Hauhoff. So
Yeah,
that's...
I'm pulling protoforms now, so that way I at least have them. Ooh, that's right. Number 4. I think we did just in honor of Bubba.
Yes, we did. And in Hauhoff, it actually comes out as bub.
Yes.
What's the proto for Sukfa?
Is aspirated T, U, and then Q labialized.
Okay. I'm going to grab that. Because we're going to need that as we go to the tens power.
Okay, I've got all the protoforms from Hauhoff for these.
Okay, so the first question is we have to ask the schematic question. 7 is going to be some manner of 6 and 1. How are we going to do it? So this is a VSO language. Modifiers follow the nouns they modify. But even so, there's like a number of ways you can do this. You can do 1, 6. You can do 6, 1. You can do 6 and 1, 1 and 6, and so on. What's the protoform for 1? Actually, you know what? Give me all of the protoforms.
So 1 is EL, of course, capital L.
Okay.
2 is phi U R, upside down R.
Okay.
3 is GRET.
Okay.
4 is B pharyngealized.
Oh,
Schwa B.
regular B?
Yeah.
Okay.
5 is AR.
And we can stop there.
And then 6 you had to.
All right, if we just threw all of those forms directly after 6, this is what we would get.
Do you want to be showing Lexergy on your screen?
That would be nice, I think, for everybody. Okay. On the right here at the top, so we would have sukfau, sukfer, sukfer, subvis, subbab, sukfar. So, I mean, I think I'm just going to kind of throw these down as options. So we'll just 6 and then number. Woo! Look at that formatting. My.
What formatting?
Look what I pasted at the bottom of the...
Oh my. You can always paste to match formatting. Shift, Option, Command, V.
Hold on a sec. Oh my, it's a table. It's a table. Do no fill for starters.
Patrick would really like to see what it is you're looking at.
Yeah, oh, right, because, okay, sorry. It looked like that. Okay, we're fixing it. All right. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. A quick reminder to us. Let's jump up to see how we handle numerals, modifying nouns, and ordinals.
Had we done that?
Yes. So to say a number of something, you use the number following the noun, and the noun is in the plural. Assuming it's 2 or more. When it's an ordinal, it still follows the noun it modifies, but the noun is no longer in the plural. And so, for example, crucially, Hakish Bab would be 4 foxes. Kish Bab would be the 4th fox, because the noun is not plural. And when it's an ordinal, it also agrees in case, but not when it's a cardinal. So in the accusative, 4 foxes, Wakish Bab. In the accusative, though, 4th foxes would be Wakish A Bab. So there's agreement there. Oh, and also the fourth fox, Hokish Obab. All right. So I don't see a problem. There we go.
Hmm?
I don't see a problem with doing this if we wanted to do that. But I think we should probably explore our options.
So specifically for the 7 through 11, which is, you know, how many objects there are. So this would be their 11 through 19 effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Before we hit 20, which will be 12, which we can do something different with.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, you know, them having, because 10 is stack, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you have your poker chips in front of you, for lack of better metaphor here. You got your poker chips, you've stacked your 10, and then you've got leftovers. And so, like, to basically say 11 is 1 on the outside, or 1 leftover, 1 extra, 1 something, you know, like some sort of modifier to be like, sort of like the finished second 1, second 2 kind of situation, where it's like we have some sort of special thing for the next numbers, and then when we
Okay.
hit 20 it becomes normalized, and it's like here's 20, and then here's 21, 22, 23.
Okay. I'm actually going to do a page break here because I want all these to be on one page. So I want to implement that idea. I am first going to just put this up here just so people can see it. This is if we put the number, the leftover number first. So it'd be, you know, al-sukfa, al-sukfa, or al-sukfa. Where would the stress be? I don't know why I'm worrying too much about this, because this is probably not going to win anyway.
It's not going to win.
Al-sukfa, fur-sukfa, gvis-sukfa, bop-sukfa, ar-sukfa. Okay. So my first thought as you were explaining that was lie.
Like, not to deceive, but to, like, be lying.
Yes, and... Huh. Is that right? Yeah, the thing that gave us our case, our O case, our locative case, is lie on the
Okay.
belly, like a chip. So what that
Nice.
would mean is we could, let me see. So locative is own, om, and so on.
I'm waiting with
I
bated
know.
breath.
I know. I'm putting it together. This is kind of interesting. Now, there are a number of different ways that this could be done. This is how I did it. Well, now, really.
What's happening?
Pages is on screen, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
I see nothing so far. I'm waiting.
Are you just looking at the video, or are you looking at...
There.
Oh.
Okay, so now I saw a black box get pasted. Is that what you said, well, now?
Okay, 6 locative number. This is what it is.
Remember, it's always on delay.
Well, yeah, but I just assumed you'd just be in your Lohakish document looking at it live.
It doesn't update as quickly as you may think sometimes.
Huh. Okay, so this is what I did. I essentially smashed it all together, putting the next thing in genitive. And there were sound changes that happened. And so it ended up the sukfa becoming sukfe. So sukfemau, sukfemfur, sukfemvis, sukfengvis, sukfembab, sukfemar.
Oh, yeah, Bubba has said, like the decades, the 20, 30, 40, could be made with ordinals like second six, third six, fourth six. Which that would be, if we did do that, that would just be sukfa followed by the number. So it'd be reverse of what you did with number 6.
Wait, what? Why are we talking about decades?
Because it was a comment that Bubba made, and I was just pointing out that that would be like the second table, but in reverse.
So, I'm sure there are a number of reasons that this changed to an eh. If we treated them as separate things, it would just be an o. Otherwise, the forms would be the same. So, sukfomau, sukfomfur, sukfongvis, sukfombab, and sukfomar.
Magpie is asking if, how might it work if the sukfa got shortened in this overall situations, perhaps to suk.
Yeah, feels like something should be getting shortened.
Yeah. We end up. Do we end up getting consonant clusters in this language outside of, like the shro and the kwa?
Not word initially or word finally, but lots of things can happen in between.
Never mind then.
If I was just shortening these based on saying them a lot, what I'd get is sukfamau, sukfamur, sukfamis, sukfamab, and sukfamar. Go ahead. Well, not like that. Oh my God, you're going to beach ball on that? You're going to beach ball on that? Thank you.
Oh, after all that, I was waiting. I had mentioned that we worked for many hours on Sovala, but I was waiting for you to potentially then tell everybody that, we actually hit order. I don't think we told them that.
Oh, I made an announcement on Discord, but yeah, we have a prototype for Sovala 3.0, a legit prototype Like, it looks really good. And it's hard to do something like this because essentially I'm crossing my fingers that everything is going to work. Because, we've gone through 2 different playable iterations. And so I'm crossing my fingers that this is going to work well enough that it can be taken around for general play testing. Certain things that would end up needing to be adjusted, just you can't help. For example, the biggest concern is balance, and that's a really hard thing to do without play testing. But but the theory is that the core mechanics are fine, and so we will see. And yeah, it'll be it's done before CopyCon, or it will be here before CopyCon based on the estimates that we've received.
Yeah.
So very, very exciting.
But that was why I had mentioned that hopefully the haze will lessen, because we were on a very tight deadline with that and needed to make sure we got the order in. And yet, if all goes well, we should have it in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and in fact, the plan is to play test it a couple times before we even go to Edinburgh. So, anyway, all right. So, I think the third column there is my best suggestion for how that would go if we kept that.
Sorry. Oh, that's, yes, I see what you're saying now. Sorry, I was reading. I actually, just as a side note, because thinking about the play testing and especially with the expansion, and I've never actually played with a magic user, I don't think. Like, I personally have never had a magic user, so I don't think I've ever really worked on that mechanic a lot, other than fighting it. But with the expansion, like, I didn't even get to read all the cards because I was building the decks in the system, and like my brain kept wanting to read all the gambling cards, but then that got in the way of counting how many I was making in the set to make sure I got the right numbers for each one. And so like it totally got in the way. And same for engineer with how they're going to be able to build certain structures. And so I ended up having to just like put it all in like back of my brain and just do copy over things. But like, I'm really excited to see how those mechanics end up coming into play. And like, I don't even know what to expect. Again, like you would think, because I've seen everything so many times, but like when you're dealing on the formatting side, sometimes you don't really see the details, and so it's I'm very excited.
There were certain things I did because what I do beyond this is, I think, kind of an open question when it comes to purely gameplay balance. But the first 7 animal kingdoms, which are all done, and all the classes, they're all done. All of them are perfectly balanced in that each one has 14 characters, and all of them have 3 1-stars, 3 2-stars, 3 3-stars, 3 4-stars, and 2 5-stars. There are different ones for each, and so every single animal kingdom has, one class with this many in these numbers and another one with this many, and so on. Each one is missing the same amount of classes. And where there were some edge cases where it's like, oh, it could go one way or the other, I did things purely because of, certain people who have played. So, for example, with the 1-star gambler, it could have gone a number of ways who the 1-star one was. But I made it an opossum because my sister Natalie loves playing the opossums. She loves playing the 5-star Umbromancer with its dreaded Knamos. But I mean, so I had to give her a gambler because she was super excited about that. One of the reasons she likes that one is because that magic class has certain, like, depending on how you look at it, kind of game-breaking abilities, where like, for example, you cast a spell and you just remove certain cards from the game. And that's the type of thing that is a lot of fun for a certain type of person, and the gamblers do that as well. And then I like the gamblers too, and so when it came to balancing things like with the foxes, my favorite unit in the entire game in terms of using it is the 4-star archer, which is the dog archer. I think it's the perfect unit. And so when it came to the foxes, I gave them the other 4-star archer.
Me, I just like my little mouse tanks. And bards.
Yeah.
I do like my mouse bards.
And I leaned into that for you. We gave you another mouse bard. So now you have options. You have a 5-star tank and bard, and then a 4-star tank and bard. You can just decide how you want to do it. Anyway, all right. Numbers. All right. So this is the 3 options we have thus far. And by the way, that was just my idea for lie, in terms of how to express the idea that you were suggesting. Do you have another way of doing that you would like to try out?
Everything else I had thought of, we don't have words for, so I don't know. We could use side, which is the source of our comitative, partially. Like a side 1, a side 2. It's on the side of the stack.
Oh, we could use side in the locative after the second number.
Okay.
And then it would be like, stack 1 on the side.
We definitely need to shorten that, because that would be the undao, which is the with preposition.
Well, yeah, so, we just put it out, see what comes out, and see how it shortens. I also want to try and, just to see how it shows up. Proto for and, was it just... Oh, bull. Oh, that's really interesting. I'm just going to throw this over there just as they are. This is going to need adjusting, but here, let's see. So this one's going to be 6 and then I want to make sure that we remember 6 number locative side. We're going to do that one too. Let me show you what happened with this. So that's not obviously the full proto-form for what gave us and. There was a T in there. But, assuming that this would have happened later, you can see that like it took the qua and it just turned it into a B. So we have a geminate, subbo. And now obviously the 11 and, what is that, 15 will need some cleaning up. But subbofur, subbogvis, subbobab. It's kind of interesting. Subboao. How do you think subboao would come out? Subboao. Can we do a W? Subwao?
Okay, so you have the locative idea written, 2 other verbs. Oh no, I don't really like this one anymore, so I'm going to take it out because it doesn't make as much sense. 1 other verb that we have to potentially consider is to shake. It's the one that shook off. It's the shaken one.
Ooh.
And that is aspirated K-E-U as a protoform.
Subwao. 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 You think? Subwao. Subao.
Subao, yeah. I think that
Subao.
wow.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the best for that one. Subao. Subofur. Subovis. Subobab. Subar.
Oh, Bubba has to go. Bye, Bubba.
Oh.
Oh, goodness, Madeline, you try to travel with those items. Next thing you know, you're not only going to be stopped and searched, even if you check that bag. Can you imagine what they would wonder all that flour was for?
I haven't had pancakes in a long time. I do like a good pancake every now and then, like once a year.
There is like one meal that I make for us like once a year because it's great that once a year, but it's too much food otherwise, and that's the waffles and fried chicken. It is about time for that again, so you know.
Oh my god. I could so feel for that right now. Let me, okay, so give me like, I want to do these in order, so the on the side.
Okay.
So it's what's the protoform for it's a protoform for side.
D pharyngalized.
Okay.
A-L.
Okay.
And so ondao is how those 2 components come together.
All right. Boy, this is taking up a lot of real estate.
Well, it's not gonna always.
Okay. Here we go. This is just stage 1. Sukfalondao, Sukfurondao, Sugvisondao, Subbabondao, Sukfarondao.
I like subabondao. Subabondao. Subabondao.
This is, and not Dao, Dal. Sorry.
Dal.
This is super interesting. Come on, love. There we go. So, all right, here's first. I think that's probably gonna get. So this one. Sufalondao, Sufurondao, Sufisondao, Dao. Dao probably gets shortened to Do. Didn't like that.
Oh, sorry. No, I was reading, and like I feel that we need to go on a pancake tour while we're in Scotland and see how many different nationalities of pancakes we can find being made in Scotland. You know, like surely there's little pancake shops that offer variety. Surely.
Are pancakes are there particularly Scottish pancakes? Is that a thing?
I don't know if they're Scottish, but Aaron is mentioning Welsh pancakes have a thinner batter than American, or a wetter batter than American pancakes. And there's been talk of Dutch pancakes, British pancakes, and so I feel like Scotland must have its own take on pancakes. And surely there's a shop then where it's like, we sell British pancakes here. Either that or we just need to like extend our trip and just go eat pancakes in all the surrounding areas.
This strategy makes these two numbers virtually identical. Sufarondo.
And Jake
And-
says that Scotch pancakes are quite famous.
No.
They're like American ones, but they're usually in a form you can actually put in the toaster.
Why would you put a pancake in a toaster?
Wow. Oh my goodness, we need to try all these. We're gonna have to definitely try a Scotch pancake. Okay, so
Well, somebody mentioned that. I mean, it does make sense for where the stress would be that the second syllable might get dropped, which makes
Yeah.
sense. But then you'd end up with soufflondo, souffrondo, soufsondo, subondo, and souffrondo. In other words, you'd have two numbers that were identical, 12 and 15. I think this
at
is...
the end of all this brainstorming, what we're gonna do is take one number from each strategy. and have a kitchen sink approach.
It's the protoform for shake.
I love you. Aspirated KEU.
All right.
Then they would all sound different. And we have to keep from this one, we need sufarondo because it, for whatever reason, made me think of saffron. And it was like, that's a fun word.
Oh. Oh. Well, we'll see.
Interesting.
Okay, obviously this long E isn't going to work. Zucchifur. So it's just going to get shortened across the board. Now what to do with shukshuyar and shukshuyao.
Shao.
I guess. All right.
I don't like any of these.
Like any of the strategies we've come up with?
I don't like any of the forms.
Any of them?
No.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've come up with 6 different strategies and you don't like any of them.
So I think we should maybe just do one of the top four, because then it can be repeated for the other numbers. And leave behind the something special strategy.
You said one of the first four?
Yeah, because I think we could repeat those strategies for creating the other numbers. In other words, like replace 6 with their word for 12 with their word for 18. And, you know, we can
Okay.
use those strategies.
Now I'm not going to be able to get them all in the well, maybe I can if I just delete these spaces.
I think
It's a
if
little
you
jumbled.
delete spaces and you may need to make the font just slightly smaller in the tables.
Oh, I think it's all on the screen now. But yeah, I think this is going to be it. I think we're gonna do a poll. So if your name is Bubba, pay attention right now.
Bubba who left?
Mm-hmm. I'm just shaming him. That's all.
It's rude.
Kidding. All right. Number strategy you like best for 11 through 15. These are going to have the same titles as they do over here. It's the title goes with a table below it. You could have even done McCanal. Nether taste.
Oh, Miles likes 2 options. Patrick. I think it's going to take a lot of work to bring down the one that is up there at the top. But there are still like 8 votes left, so we could dethrone the top winner, but oh, only 7 votes left now. Oh, it's losing its lead. Got a little bit back. Oh my god, this is so exciting.
My favorite is the one whose title is highlighted.
Well, I think it's at this point the winner.
My goodness, where are all these votes coming from? Oh, unctuous is a word I'd love to hear Miles say in real life. Yes, lock is in locative.
All right, so 6 number.
That was the first one we did, simplest one. Sukfau, sukfur, subvis, subbab, sukfar. That's not bad. I like it.
Cool.
All right.
For which one?
Oh, right, I fixed it.
Oh, okay. See, on this, I can't see you editing until you're out of the cell.
Yeah. All right.
So now do we just put the 2 in front of the 6 for 20?
It's an interesting question. Because if we were to say 2 stacks, the 2 should come after.
Which is what?
Which means that like every single one of these things would begin with sukfa or something.
Well, and it can't because sukfa is our word for, like, we've already done that.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's what strategy we just used. Okay, so if their word for 100.
This is tough. This is tough because Jesse, if we want to make it like make sense, I think what we just did is actually created our words for 20, 30, 40, and 50. Because that would be
Just a second.
2 stacks, 3 stacks, 4 stacks, 5 stacks. I think we need to redo this.
I appreciate your energy, but just a second.
Okay.
Entertain the masses.
I am so sleepy. Oh, goodness. You know when I won't be sleepy, but when I'll be actively asleep, is this Saturday at 6 a.m. Pacific, when Tongues and Runes is streaming. Spin-off show of George Corley's Conlangery. I just thought of a YouTube series, Matisse and I reviewing coffee and licorice. Coffee being something Matisse hates, and licorice being something that I hate. And that's the show. We could each try both. The only thing, basically the best review you can hope for is thumbs up and thumbs down.
Okay.
All right. I'm very excited to see what Jesse has done.
Okay. We come up for the concept of 10. You've got your little stack on the table.
Mm-hmm.
This is your winnings for now. For the concept of 20, it's your 2 paws, what you hold in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
The next concept up is actually their 50. And so, like, they're halfway point to 100. And, dude, you good still? Like, you're looking at me weird.
I'm confused, but keep going.
Okay. And for that, have a word for, like, a small pot or hat, because that's what you've got now.
Mm-hmm.
For the next 2 numbers, we can use, like, 20 plus a stack. You know, and then hat plus a stack, and then their 100 will be the whole bag.
Okay, because we only need 20, 30, 40, 50, right? Because then 60 is 100.
Yeah. So here, based on how many items there are, 18 is their concept of 50.
Yeah.
36 is their concept of 100.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I was drawing little images.
All right.
Excuse me, my concert otter winnings have come out of the front.
And so this will preserve our tens column, ones column strategy.
Because we would have entirely different roots. And we could do something special if we can think of unique things for each of the markers. But I thought if we had like at least one other concept that they could use for what will be 12 and their concept of 20, we could combine then the stack plus that two of these, you know, like we could start combining those elements to create the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 that won't rely on how we just created the ones we did.
Yeah. The only problem is that for the first one, to pause the number for 5.
Is that where we got that?
Yes, R. And so it would be R4.
Okay, so we could think of something else.
It would be gloriously confusing. 251 would be.
But this R is foot. We don't have hand. We've never created a paw meaning front paw meaning hand. Not even in Helhoff.
Yeah, because the idea is that we only ever had the one word for paw.
Right, so I think they would adopt a different word to refer to now what they use, because they use that old word that always meant paw for their feet.
I assumed it would be paw plus some other word.
Well, that doesn't work, so that's going to be too long. So, different concept.
Something like, you know, a grab paw. Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. No, let's stick with the theme.
Ooh, and Miles, yeah, a coin purse or something.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Something small.
I was going to say a sock, but yeah, coin purse would be good. You saw Kopiko being sold for the first time in India, Nemo? I assumed, I don't know, you're much closer to Indonesia. I thought it would be much more common. Is coffee not as popular in India? This is a general question.
Okay, what if the word for 20 actually was there like something from sock or mitten?
Mm-hmm. Mitten.
Because Jake had mentioned potentially like mittens for the word for hand, but I really like that idea of like a little mitten full of their winnings. And then coin purse could be their 50, which is really 18 individual objects. But that could be the coin purse. Then we could work from there to say like now 40 is a mixture of, you know, the coin purse plus a stack, and 50 is the coin purse plus a mitten, and then 100 is the whole pot or bag.
All right. I think we need to create a word for mitten. How might we do that?
No, we both went to cover.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah, we have that one word for cover. There could be a different word for cover. And would there be a different word for glove and mitten?
I guess their hands have changed a lot. I would imagine their gloves would be mittens.
You can't really use a mitten because there aren't individual fingers. Apparently the word for glove comes from flat and Proto-Indo-European. Plus a kind of collective prefix.
The word in Finnish comes from finger, sormi, plus kas, which is a suffix that can indicate, that can turn a noun into like the abundant presence of that noun. So it's just like lots of fingers. Sormikas.
Huh. Huh.
That's so cute. Oh, I love Finnish.
We don't have words for word for finger yet.
No. I'm just looking up some different languages and how they deal with that. Wow, there's a Proto-Finnic word that just means glove or mitten. Kindas.
Ooh.
And so now kinnas generally refers to a mitten type thing, like a glove that covers all the fingers in one go and a thumb one. But
That's pretty good.
literally just a protoform that means glove.
Makes sense for a people with hands.
There could be a proto root that means like sheath, and then that could be used for a glove or a mitten.
Is that a common thing to have a root for, sheath?
As long as you have a knife, you want a sheath. Our word goes back to Proto-Germanic sheath or covering.
In Arabic, the word for glove comes from a word for cage. Huh, there are two, and they sound similar, and they're unrelated. There's kaf, or kaf, and hufaz. Hufaz, sorry.
In some languages, it's built off hollow. Like to be hollow.
Sheath?
Yeah, or scabbard.
Interesting.
Wow.
I was also not interested in coffee when I was in southern India. Too bad. I missed out.
I just learned something new. The word in Latin for sheath is vagina.
Oh.
That's where the word comes from. It means sheath. And it comes from Proto-Indo-European wag, sheath or cover.
Wow.
And yeah. It became vagina in Proto-Italic and then vagina. Oh, it's also the hull or the husk. It gets used to refer to the covering or sheath of anything. Like a corn husk. Okay, anyway, that is a total foxhole. Not even a rabbit hole.
Okay, no, I like this idea. If we come up with a proto word for sheath and then use it with paw, that could be a word for mitten or glove. The word for paw would come second. The word for paw is ar, And so that comes very simply after it. It would mean that we'd have blank odd, unfortunately. We just pause the word for 5. Do we have a word for hold? Like, we need a word for grasping. We don't have it. You know what? We're going to stop everything. We're going to create a word that means to grab or to grasp. We need something.
Yeah.
All right. CVC, Haugoff, grasp, go.
I just want to see what everyone else is seeing. Besides me looking very tired. Oh, close up of your neck. Ooh, there's your chin. Oh, and there's your fingers on the other side. It's a little creepy, actually, to watch the progression of you just, like, going through the camera. Man.
Ooh, thank you, Jake. I'll enjoy looking at those later. No N in this language. BAM is still available. Bam, 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 Maria, te quiero, bam, bam, bam. You know that one.
No. Does that mean I can stop staring at this, trying to come up with something?
Yep.
Oh, thank you. And this is going to be to grasp, to grab.
To pick up. Why not? Also for Haugoff, not necessarily what we're going to do for Lohakish, but I am going to create Adbame.
What does that mean?
A grasping paw.
So
Hand.
hand. And how is that spelled?
ARBEM.
Just like it sounds. Cool.
Okay, very good. Now.
What do you?
All right, that was good that we did that for Haugoff. We're still trying to get to mitten or glove.
I need to step away for a second. Do you want to keep brainstorming without me, or do you want to do some sort of very initial orthography related number stuff?
Yeah, let's keep thinking a little bit.
Because I'm not ready to commit, and I need a moment.
Yeah. All right. Is that? I hope that is what it is. Anyway, we are going to application capture, good. Font lab seems to be working. All right. And there we go. Phonoaesthetically. Okay, so the numbers 1 through 5, I think, are supposed to be. This is the part where I was getting confused. But we have a thing when we were doing this that I'm going to show you as soon as I can find it and remember where it was. Is this it? I can't find it. I can't find it. We had a whole thing when we were talking about numbers in Helgoff. I wrote up a whole thing showing the numbers.
Is it in your old book?
I'm looking through it right now.
Oh.
But I don't see it. I don't see it. It was, I think I put it up in, did I put it in Discord? Does anybody remember the image that I had created? No, darn it. I think it's in Helgoff. I think it must be in Helgoff. Here we go. The first line with 0 actually comes from the third set. The second line is 1 through 5 from the base 6 system. The third line is 6 through 10 from the base 11 system. The last line is 11 through 17 from the base 18 system. All right, so that means 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 come from the Fox language. Boom, we got it. All right. So these are the numbers that we can copy. So these are essentially just going to be Foxerized. And we've already Foxerized one of them. Well, don't do it like that. I wonder what reinterpolate means. Okay, good. Have we talked about whether or not ganz gut means good like a goose?
You have mentioned that, yes.
And does it?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. All right, so we're just gonna give that the old heave ho. And now we're gonna get this termination Ven, 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 Maria, t'adoro. Ven, ven. No, 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 no. Ah! All right, perfect. Look at that, number 2. Oh, I forget what the side bearings are supposed to be. They're all fancy, so we're just gonna make them 100 for the moment. We'll worry about changing the names of things later. And now this glyph, you see how it's just got a line out. I don't think we have anything that just has a line out in Lohakish. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a we're going to take a diddly-do like that and do that.
When you're ready, I have several potential digressions to.
I am not ready. I don't even know where this is supposed to go to. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me see this. 650? And where's this? 600. This is impossible. It can't be done. You know what this means? This is going to have to be this character. So we're going to do it. We're going to take it. We're going to flip it around. And that is going to be our number 3. It's going to look a lot like our number 2. Oh, I don't like that. Oh my God. These two also don't really work because they're going to come out pretty much exactly the same, aren't they? Uh-oh. I didn't think creating these glyphs, these number glyphs, before we actually had our Fox orthography would come back to bite me in the ass, but it has. It's kind of a big deal. Oh boy. This is going to be harder than we thought. So I'm just going to design these. All right. 700, I think this needs to be at 650. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to shorten that up to however, what's the width of these things usually? What's that? 1100? Wait. Oh, right. 400. Perfect. Because, yeah, this is basically going to be the same thing, and that's a problem. And let me just do these things real quick because they need to be done. Bam, bam, bam. And all right, that's at least those Unicode points are in order. All right. By the way, can you move your document around on screen?
Yeah, it's not working. I have been all over that document, and it's for whatever reason. Let me try to.
Just a sec. I'll fix it.
Like now that I'm seeing it, even in my OBS, it's not working.
Oh, okay. All right, whatever. I'm going to go back to basic and look at numbers. What have you got?
Sorry, I've been staring at. Okay, so I am making my little charts so that way I don't forget all the ideas. Okay. And Pool actually has a quarter form. Okay, so because we, for the concept of 10, effectively have just used a verb as a noun, like it's a stack. And so that got me into thinking about different verbs we may use potentially for other concepts that are related. And then we could decide too if we wanted to add like our derivation for like thing associated with that verb if we want to build it out more.
Mm-hmm.
And so for mitten, 3 concepts, none of which we have words for. Out of all the concepts I'm going to give to you, only one of them has a word in Halkov or in Low Karkish. So for mitten, we don't have a basic root meaning cover. The only word we have in Halkov is what you've seen is to like cover something over with your nose. And but I think we could have another cover that is more basic than that. So that's one. Another one is a basic root meaning weave or knit, because you know, you think about how these things are made, and like especially in the early days they may have used, you know, grasses, stalks, any fibers they have, and woven them together to create the little mittens that they have. So it's a woven thing. Or something built off like to warm or heat, because you know that's why you have mittens. They're little warmers. And so those are my ideas for mitten.
Mm-hmm.
I can wait to give you my ideas for purse / satchel /
Yeah,
purse.
let's start with one.
And we don't have words for any of those, and so
All right, remind me of the second one.
cover, weave, and warm / heat.
Yeah, it's like we certainly need weave. Because like my instinct, like if you're gonna be doing something like warm, add the agentive. It's like a warmer, blank seer, you know. And is that too long for a word for 20?
I would imagine as it gets used as a number, it would get reduced more than the full noun would.
Wait a minute. But what if, hold on a sec. Okay, yeah, we don't have warm or hot. What if we just had one of these how-off words that had a double vowel in it?
The other diminutive that I had thought of instead of agentive was the diminutive, like little warm. And that would be C, which could reduce to just C instead of having that closed syllable seer.
That is pretty good though, because we have more problems with vowels coming next to vowels.
Okay.
And you know, we have 2 vowel initial numbers, 1 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like especially if it was some sort of double vowel word that led to a long vowel. What is a double vowel that conveys warmth to you?
Wow.
it's going to come out as long O. What is a consonant that conveys warmth to you? I'm giving it to you from over here.
Hua. Lua. Lua.
All right. Let's see. We can do that. And I think Oa just, what does it come out as in Halhoff? Just Oa? I don't want to move away from my sound changer because then it's going to screw up all the forms I have in the window.
Yeah, no, you are good. Just 1 second. And this would be, which consonant did you choose?
L.
L-O-A comes out as Oa. So Loa.
With a
schwa.
With a schwa. That
Loa.
was it. Loa. That's good. Okay. What is this verb going to mean? Because usually with adjectives, if we wanted it to be warmth, it would be a noun. It would be a warm one. But you were thinking this would be a verb, right? To warm up.
Well, I feel like in Halhoff we kind of get 2 for 1 because a lot of roots are both nouns and verbs. How it gets imported into Lo Hakish, I think, will be...
Right, but there's essentially 2 different types of noun verb thingies. Basically, with verbs, we get the verb and usually the verbal noun. With adjectives, we usually get adjectives and then the noun form of that. So like a warm one or a warm thing.
Do we actually have adjectives in this language outside of the warm one?
They're all nouns.
Right. So like we don't have adjectives, right?
Yeah. But, and so essentially if you wanted to say a warm dog, you'd say a dog, a warm one.
I have ideas. I don't have syntactic ideas for you for how this would work.
Let's make it a noun. So it's going to be warm one that is warm. And will be listed in the English side of the dictionary as an adjective that means warm. Okay. Alright, I'm going to add this as an adjective too to Lakish. We'll do hello. Alright, and now glove, mitten. Forgot I have Discord open, so sometimes it makes Discord noises. Quitting Discord. Okay. Oh, W. And what happens when something ends in seer? Tear, that's right, for terrier. What the heck is that? All right. We have our word for glove or mitten, which means we have our word for 20.
Yes. And magpie, yes, the seer is sort of agentive in a generic sense. We have used it in many ways in this language, so you're absolutely right.
And lo sirau, lo sirfur, lo sirvis, lo sirbab, lo sirar. Let's write those in and see if we want to further reduce them.
Okay. Oh my God, we could have Lucifer. Lucifer. You know that's becoming Lucifer.
Yeah, I feel like it should, yeah. Lo sifur. Yeah.
Like, I feel like the R is just going to drop
Lo
out before
sirvis. Lo
consonants.
sirvis, lo sirvis. I also feel like the G is going to drop out there. Lo sirvis,
Yeah, yeah.
lo sirbab, lo sirbab, and lo sirar. And there.
Kopiko?
Absolutely. We finally wrestled our way through that knot. Oh, my goodness. Fortunately, the orthographic knot is going to be much worse. Oh, God.
Woo. Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Oh, this Kopiko goes out to our birthday patrons.
That's all I've managed to do.
Happy birthday, Jonathan.
Jacobin?
A Jakeathon is when Jake is on TV for 24 hours
That's a channel we'd all subscribe to.
raising money for Jake.
I think I got a defective package. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Okay. Boom. We did that. Now, what comes next?
Satchel / coin purse.
Did you have some ideas?
I know, but
Too spicy?
I just needed a second. Two of the verbs are based on what a purse or a satchel is for, to fill it or to hold things. So fill and hold, not in the concept of hold in your hand, but the hold as in to encompass inside.
Mm-hmm.
The next three are based on how I would imagine they would use the purse to secure it, like have a drawstring at top. And so associating it with that action of basically cinching it to tie, to pull, or to tighten, to create the little satchel. Of those, to pull is the only protoform we have. And that's mem.
I don't know if we've... So it's really unfortunate. We have our newly created word, lo, and the word for to carry something is lok. And if we were to, presumably do a carrier, the next word, so we have lo sir, the next word would be lo sir.
I don't think we should use carry.
Either that or we just coined this word, we can change it and say maybe LOA isn't the best protoform.
But I liked it.
All right. Fair enough. Let's see. Things could get very long. We have our participles. Passive participle is te. That's not so bad. And so a tied or a pulled could be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Miles is cooking gnocchi.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just another thing to throw out. Instead of basing this one on a verb, what if we just had an old protoform that meant bag? Like sack, bag. The concept for 100 then, instead of being bag, could be based on the verb to swipe. Like you swipe it all in. And then swipe or no swiping gets its day in the sun.
Woo! Billaridian is commenting, by the way. Have you seen how long the numbers are in Inuktitut? Word for 7 is Tisamajong ni kao. Hang on a second. Darn glasses. Tisamajong ni ka to. Tisamajong ni ka ko. Darn it, I keep missing it. Tisamajong ni ka to. Yep. Everything is longer in Inuktitut though, and said slower.
Have you seen my Nomakola numbers? They get lengthy.
All right. Well, let's. I want to create one word this way, though. So for the precedent of it, because I like the idea of taking a participle and zero deriving it into a noun. This would be something like very much happens in Spanish. So, la entrada is the entrance. Entrada means entered. It's just a participle.
Well, if you like the pulling, it could just be, that could be the word for bag. I was just saying, or for coin purse.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying, like, if
Yeah, no.
I liked our Loa and I wanted to keep it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay. So that would just be temim.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool.
I like that.
Really? Because of course all we know you as is ragdoll. That's pretty short. Could be shorter. Doll. All right. Okay. Temim. Pointers. So-called, oops. Use the strings to fasten it. Taut. Jake, what's going on over there?
Oh man. Okay, so that's temim.
Close. I need to know what that participle comes from.
The tape.
Yeah, that part.
Okay. Tooth. Did you hear me?
Tooth?
Yeah.
What's the form?
It's that protoform that you just typed?
Tabe?
Yeah. Is that not the protoform you needed?
Oh my god. Oh wow, that was just a coincidence. Huh.
Was that not the one you needed?
I guess that's what we did our participle based on is tooth.
Or is it... No, wait, that was... diminutive. I don't know. I was just going based on... No, they're up here.
Yeah.
Take. It's from to give off a scent. Tolk.
So that was what I was asking for.
I looked at what you already had and assumed you knew what protoform you needed. And so I was trying to tell you what the protoform meant.
And so what does this one mean again? To give off a scent?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is so good. I really feel like if you could take this Kopiko and turn it into a cupcake that you made, it would be the perfect cupcake. Okay, tamim is just our word for 18, yeah?
Yeah. Which again is their conceptual 50. because it's their halfway point to 36, which is the 6 sixes of the 100.
Make sure that comes out. What would happen if I did this? Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. Temming Mao, Temming Fur, Temming Vis, Temming Bob, Temming Mar. Alright. Let's see what we can do with those. Okay. Previously, when we had these sequences, I said Temimur, Temimbab, Temimab, Temingis.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Temingvis, Temingvis, Temingis, Temingis. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have... Oh dear. I don't think we have Ingma as a phoneme, do we?
It is, I believe, it just shows up. Like, but it's, like, you know when it's going to show up, and here the G would be, like, effectively it would be in G, and they would know to pronounce it.
I don't know about that. I think it's going to have to be Temingis. Boy, that's a tough one. This is a legitimate situation where you should have an Ingma. But, like...
Yeah.
Oh boy. This is a tough thing. Because otherwise, like, if you just do what I've done here, which is Temingis, that suggests that it's just the Vud that dropped out. So Temingvis became Temingis.
How is that a bad thing?
I feel like it should get further simplified. If it's going to get simplified as Temingis, I think that makes more sense. But there's just nothing in the phonology that permits that.
Wouldn't the coda potentially drop out and it would just be Temingis?
Okay.
With a G? No N?
Okay. Let's see what people are feeling for right at the end. It's kind of like half IPA. So just bear with me.
I will say, just as a side note, if we did go the Ingma route for this, it would be the first Ingma we've typed in this document that's not in the IPA chart.
Yeah.
And so, like,
it's rough, you know.
it's like not present enough, and I think the N would just drop out. Temingis, Temingis, Temingis.
Yeah.
And if we had that M dropping out, we could talk. Oh no, that makes sense. Yeah. Temingis. Yeah. No, that makes sense in my head.
Okay. Because the only thing that makes it a little weird is that if you get Temigis for that one, you might expect Temi Bob for the other one. that we get Timmy Mob, and I'm happy with that because it's Timmy Bob, right? Timmy
yeah.
Bob, and it just feels like Timmy Mob.
The problem here was we had
The
N, G, beta.
Yeah.
So it's a tri-consonant cluster, and it's like what comes out the strongest, and at the end of the day, that onset G ends up coming out stronger than its side components.
All right. It's a powerful Paul. You got it. All right. So I think that we have the roadmap to fill out the rest of the numbers, which we can do next week. But the poll is absolutely going to be this conundrum with the orthography. I don't know what to do, and so I'm going to have to figure it out. Yeah. Anyway, stay as grammar as you can, all things considered.
I added swipe in the little footnote for 100.
Yeah, good.
To swipe your winnings into a pot.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, yes. Thank you everyone for being here. Happy birthday. To all the birthdays. Happy birthday, Jake. Happy birthday, Jonathan. I know you're not here right now, but happy birthday.
By the way, just pointing out that Jake is saying as a joke that they're 37 years old because that's some ridiculously old number.
We're ridiculously old, David. But anyway, stay grammar.
Bye, everybody.